Millionaire sees her daughter with a simple young man at the car wash and discovers a years-long secret. Patricia Reynolds took a deep breath as she parked her imported Lexus in front of the car wash recommended by a friend. She was a successful businesswoman and owner of one of the largest clothing chains in Los Angeles, but lately she felt her daughter Amanda had been distant and acting strange. When she stepped out of the car, the scene before her left her completely stunned. Her 20-year-old daughter, who was supposed to be at her private English lesson, was there, lovingly embracing a young man in a blue uniform. "Amanda!" Patricia called, her voice trembling with surprise. The young woman quickly pulled away from the boy and turned with wide eyes. The young man, who couldn't have been older than 22, lowered his head respectfully. "Mom, what are you doing here?" Amanda asked, clearly nervous. Patricia looked at the boy, noticing his calloused hands and simple uniform. His name was embroidered on his chest. Tyler. "I should be asking you, weren't you supposed to be at your English lesson?" Patricia crossed her arms, feeling her blood boil. "I can explain," Amanda began, but Patricia cut her off. "At home. Now," she said coldly, without even glancing at Tyler. The entire drive home, Patricia drove in silence, while Amanda cried in the passenger seat. How could her daughter, raised with such care and given the very best, be involved with a car wash employee? Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now continuing. At home, in their luxurious Beverly Hills apartment, Patricia confronted Amanda in the living room. The walls were adorned with expensive paintings, and the ocean view was breathtaking, but none of that mattered at that moment. "Explain yourself," Patricia said, sitting in the Italian leather armchair. Amanda wiped her tears and took a deep breath. "Mom, I've known Tyler for a long time. He's not what you think." "Oh, really? And what do I think?" Patricia asked sarcastically. "You think he's just another gold digger trying to take advantage of our money. But that's not true." Patricia stood abruptly. "Amanda, you're 20 years old, with your whole future ahead of you. You're in your final year of business administration, with suitors from the best of LA society. Why are you throwing it all away?" "Because I love him, Mom," Amanda shouted, tears streaming again. "And he loves me for real, not for our money." "Love?" Patricia laughed bitterly. "You're so naive, my dear. Men like him only see one thing in girls like you, a chance to change their lives." Amanda shook her head vehemently. "You don't know him. Tyler has worked at Frank's car wash for 3 years. He supports his mother, who has diabetes, and still studies at night for his technical degree. And that's supposed to impress me." Patricia crossed her arms. "Amanda, you're forbidden from seeing him again." "Mom, please." "No discussion. And if I find out you disobeyed, I'll take more drastic measures." Amanda ran to her room, slamming the door behind her. Patricia stood alone in the living room, her heart racing. She picked up the phone and dialed her assistant. "Jennifer, I need you to hire a private investigator. I want to know everything about a young man named Tyler Johnson. He works at Star Express Car Wash in East LA." In the following days, Patricia noticed Amanda barely spoke to her. The girl only left for college and went straight to her room. She barely ate and seemed despondent. "Mrs. Patricia," said Rosa, the housekeeper who had worked with the family for 15 years, "the girl isn't well. She hardly touches her food and I hear her crying at night." Patricia sighed. For a moment, her chest tightened at the thought of her daughter's suffering, but she quickly composed herself. It was for her own good. 3 days later, Jennifer brought the investigator's report. Patricia read it carefully in her company office. Tyler Johnson, 22 years old, orphaned since the age of 12. He lived with his adoptive mother, Mary Johnson, 60 years old, diabetic. He had worked at Star Express Car Wash for 3 years, never missed a day, never had any legal trouble. He was studying mechanical engineering at night. Dreamed of having his own shop one day. "Interesting," Patricia murmured. "An orphan. That explains a lot." She decided it was time for a personal talk with the young man. She couldn't let the situation continue. In the late afternoon, Patricia drove to Star Express Car Wash. It was a simple place but clean and organized. Several cars were being washed, and a few men worked diligently. "Excuse me," she called to an older man. "I'm looking for Tyler Johnson." "Tyler? He's over there washing that Camry." The man pointed toward the back of the shop. Patricia walked over, her high heels clicking on the wet concrete. Tyler was focused on his work, carefully running a sponge over the car. "Tyler Johnson," she called. The young man turned, and when he saw her, his face showed surprise and a hint of fear. "Ma'am, Patricia," he said, dropping the sponge and drying his hands on a towel. "We need to talk." Tyler glanced around, noticing some co-workers watching. "Of course, Mom. Should we go to Frank's office?" "He's not here." In the small office, Patricia studied Tyler more closely. He was handsome, with an honest gaze and a respectful demeanor, but that didn't change the fact that he was unsuitable for her daughter. "I'll be direct with you, Tyler. I know you're involved with my daughter." "Mom, Let me finish." Patricia raised her hand. "Amanda comes from a good family. She has a guaranteed future and education. You seem like a hard-working young man, but let's be realistic. You're from completely different worlds." Tyler took a deep breath before answering. "Mrs. Reynolds, I understand your concern, but I want you to know my feelings for Amanda are sincere. I've never asked her for anything, never accepted expensive gifts." "Really?" Patricia arched an eyebrow. "Yes, ma'am. In fact, last week she tried to give me a watch worth more than I make in 6 months. I didn't take it." Patricia was surprised by this. The investigator hadn't mentioned it. "And why did you refuse?" "Because I don't want anyone thinking I'm with her for money. I love her for who she is, not her family's wealth." Patricia studied his face, searching for signs of deceit, but he seemed genuine. "Tyler, you're young, and you don't fully grasp the consequences of this. Amanda has responsibilities, a future laid out for her. She'll inherit businesses, move in high society. Can you see yourself in that world?" "Maybe not, ma'am, but I can grow, study, work hard to be worthy of her." "What if I offered you money to walk away from my daughter?" Tyler stared at her for a long moment. "You've already decided what kind of person I am, haven't you? But no, ma'am, I wouldn't take money to leave Amanda." Patricia was surprised again. She expected him to negotiate or at least show interest. "Then I'll be clear. If you truly care about my daughter, you'll walk away. Because as long as this relationship continues, I'll do everything in my power to end it. And I have the means to do so." Tyler lowered his head, clearly shaken. "Are you threatening me?" "I'm being realistic. Amanda needs to focus on her studies and her future. You're a harmful distraction." "What if she's happy with me? Doesn't that matter?" "Happiness is important, but it has to be grounded in reality. You two have no future together." Tyler was silent for a moment, then looked Patricia straight in the eye. "Ma'am, can I tell you something?" "What?" "Amanda and I have known each other since we were kids." Patricia felt the ground slip from under her feet. "What do you mean?" "We met at St. Joseph's orphanage when we were little. She was only 5 when she arrived there." "That's impossible," Patricia murmured, her throat going dry. "Amanda was never in any orphanage." Tyler looked at her, confused. "Ma'am, with all due respect, but Amanda lived at St. Joseph's orphanage from age 5 to 8. We were best friends. She was adopted when I was 10. Patricia felt the world spinning around her. Amanda had been adopted at 8, exactly from St. Joseph's orphanage. But how did Tyler know this? She had never told her daughter about her origins. Are you sure you're talking about the same person?" "I am, ma'am. Amanda has a small scar behind her left ear from when she fell from the orphanage courtyard tree. And she's been afraid of the dark since she was little because of a night she got locked in the basement." Patricia sank heavily into the chair. Those details were true. How could Tyler know? "How did you two reconnect?" she asked weakly. 6 months ago. She was driving through the neighborhood and recognized me, stopped to talk. At first, I thought she wouldn't remember me, but she remembered everything." Patricia felt like she was about to faint. Her daughter knew she was adopted and had never told her. She knows she's adopted." "She's always known, Ma'am." She told me you and Mr. Robert were very good to her, but she always remembered life before the adoption. Robert, her late husband, had agreed never to tell Amanda about her past. They wanted her to feel completely part of the family. Tyler, Patricia said, her voice trembling, I need some time. Don't tell Amanda about our conversation. Yes, Mom. Patricia left Star Express Car Wash in shock. In the car, she called Amanda. Amanda, I need to talk to you. Come home now. Mom, I'm at college. Now, Amanda. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now, continuing. At home, Patricia paced the living room, waiting for Amanda. When her daughter arrived, Patricia faced her directly. Amanda, sit down. I need to ask you something and I want the truth. Amanda sat on the couch, clearly uneasy from her mother's serious tone. Do you know you're adopted? Amanda's face went pale. She stayed silent for a long moment. Mom, Answer me, Amanda. Do you know? I do, Amanda whispered, tears starting to fall. Patricia felt her heart break. How long? I've always known, Mom. I remember the orphanage. I remember life before. And why didn't you ever tell me? Amanda sobbed. Because I was afraid you'd stop loving me, that you'd send me away. Patricia stepped closer and hugged her daughter. Amanda, you are my daughter. Blood or not, you are my child. How could you think that? I'm sorry, Mom. I should have told you. And Tyler, how did you reconnect? Amanda pulled back slightly to look at Patricia. 6 months ago, I was driving through the orphanage's old neighborhood. I wanted to see how it was. I saw Tyler working and recognized him right away. He was my best friend there. Why did you go to that neighborhood, Amanda? Because sometimes I miss knowing where I came from, understanding my story. Not that I don't love you and Dad, but you wanted to know your roots, Patricia finished, understanding. Exactly. Tyler helped me with that. He told me things I'd forgotten, took me to visit Aunt Mary, who looks after him. His adoptive mother. Yes, she's a very sweet woman. She told me stories from when we were little. Patricia absorbed all this information. Her daughter had created a parallel life, a search for identity she hadn't even imagined. Amanda, why didn't you talk to me about this? I would have understood. I didn't know how, Mom. I was afraid of hurting you, Patricia sighed deeply. Sweetheart, you hurt me much more by hiding all this. We're family. We should talk about everything. I'm sorry, Mom. And your feelings for Tyler? Are they real? Amanda nodded emphatically. They are, Mom. He knows me in a way no one else does. He knows where I come from, knows my story, and he still loves me. Patricia fell silent, processing everything. Her perception of Tyler had completely changed. He wasn't some opportunist trying to take advantage of Amanda. He was someone who was part of her daughter's story. Mom, can I ask why you and Dad never told me about the adoption? Patricia took a deep breath. Because we wanted you to feel completely ours. Your father and I couldn't have children, and when you came into our lives, it was like a gift from God. We wanted you to grow up without carrying the weight of being adopted. But knowing the truth never made me feel less like your daughter. I understand that now, Patricia admitted. It was our mistake. Mother and daughter embraced again. Patricia felt a weight lift from her shoulders, but at the same time, a new worry emerged. Amanda, I need to tell you something. I spoke to Tyler today. What? Amanda pulled back, startled. Mom, what did you do? I went to talk to him to try to push him away from you, but he told me about your past at the orphanage. He told you about our childhood? He did, and now I understand so much more. Will you let us be together? Patricia hesitated. On one hand, she now understood their relationship wasn't based on money. On the other, there was still the issue of their social differences. Amanda, it's complicated. It's not just about your past. You come from very different worlds now. But does that matter if we love each other? It does, sweetheart. Love is important, but it's not the only thing that holds a relationship together. There are practical matters. Like what? Like the fact that you have completely different expectations in life. You're used to a standard of living he can't provide. Mom, I don't need luxury to be happy. You say that now, but no, Mom, I know what I'm saying. I was happy at the orphanage even with nothing. Happiness doesn't depend on money. Patricia looked at her daughter, seeing determination in her eyes. What if I insist you break up? Then you'll lose a daughter, Amanda said firmly. You'd leave me because of him? I'd leave for my own happiness, Mum. Tyler is part of who I am. He helped me understand my story, accepted me completely. I can't give that up. Patricia felt she was losing control of the situation. She needed time to think, to talk to someone. Amanda, I need time to process all this. How much time? I don't know. Just promise me you'll be honest with me from now on. No more lies or omissions. I promise, Mom. That night, Patricia couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about everything she'd learned. Her daughter had always known she was adopted. She'd created a search for her own identity, and the boy she'd judged as a gold digger was actually a key piece in Amanda's life puzzle. The next day, Patricia decided to do something she'd never done before: visit St. Joseph's Orphanage. The place was in East LA, a simple but tidy neighborhood. It was an old building, but well kept. A sign at the entrance read, St. Joseph's Orphanage, Building Futures. Patricia parked and walked to the entrance. A gray-haired woman greeted her. Good afternoon. How can I help you? Good afternoon. I'm Patricia Reynolds. I'd like to speak with the director. I am the director, Sister Margaret. How can I help you? It's about my adoptive daughter, Amanda. She lived here from age 5 to 8. The nun's face lit up. Amanda? Of course I remember her. A lovely girl. You're her adoptive mother? Yes. I came here because, well, it's a complicated situation. Would you like to talk in my office? In the simple but welcoming office, Patricia shared the whole situation with Sister Margaret. The nun listened carefully. Mrs. Reynolds, may I ask why you never told Amanda about the adoption? We wanted to protect her, for her to feel completely ours. I understand the intention, but children need to know their history. Amanda was always very smart and observant. She remembered everything. Do you remember her and Tyler together? Sister Margaret smiled. How could I forget? They were inseparable. Tyler arrived here at 7, an orphan. Amanda adopted him as an older brother. He protected her from everything. Protected her. Amanda was very shy when she arrived. She had been through trauma with her biological family. Tyler always stood by her side, helped with homework, told her stories to sleep. Patricia felt a lump in her throat. What kind of trauma? The biological family had problems with alcohol. The father beat the mother and the children. Amanda arrived here physically and emotionally hurt. I had no idea. We didn't include that in the adoption report. We thought it best for her to have a fresh start. And Tyler helped her through it? Immensely. He was only 9 but very mature, cared for Amanda like a blood brother. Patricia began to understand the deep bond between them. How was it when Amanda was adopted? Very hard for both. Tyler was depressed for weeks. Amanda cried so much the day she left. They promised to find each other when they grew up. A child's promise. Sometimes children's promises are the most sincere, Sister Margaret observed. Mrs. Reynolds, may I offer advice? Of course. The love between them is real and deeply rooted. Tyler isn't after money. He was always a hard-working, honest boy. They've grown up, but the bond remains. But they're from such different worlds now. Money doesn't define who we are, Mrs. Reynolds. You gave Amanda opportunities, and that's wonderful. But Tyler also fought hard to get where he is. Do you think I should support this relationship? I think you should listen to your mother's heart. What truly matters for your daughter's happiness? Patricia left St. Joseph's Orphanage with much to ponder. She drove aimlessly for a while, processing everything. That evening, Amanda sought her out. Mom, where were you today? Rosa said you left early. I went to St. Joseph's Orphanage. What? Amanda sat beside her on the couch. Why? I wanted to understand your story better. I spoke with Sister Margaret. I've missed her. How is she? Well, she told me about you and Tyler as children. Amanda smiled nostalgically. He always took care of me. When I had nightmares, he stayed awake with me. When other kids picked on me, he defended me. Why did you have nightmares? Mom, my biological family wasn't good. My father hit my mother. Sometimes he hit me too. Patricia's heart ached. Sweetheart, why didn't you ever tell me? Because I didn't want your pity, and because Tyler helped me through it. He taught me not all men are bad. Is that why you love him so much? Not just that, Mom. I love him for who he is today, but our history makes that love stronger. Patricia hugged her daughter. Amanda, I need to apologize. For what? For judging Tyler without knowing him, for trying to push you away from him without understanding the situation. You didn't know, Mom, but I should have trusted you. You're an intelligent woman capable of making your own choices. So will you accept my relationship with Tyler? Patricia took a deep breath. I'll try, dear, but I need time to get used to the idea. You can take your time, Mom. I just ask that you give him a chance. All right, but on one condition. What? I want to get to know him better, truly, not by pushing him away, but by trying to understand him. Amanda smiled and hugged her mother tightly. Thank you, Mom. The following week, Patricia invited Tyler over for dinner. The young man arrived punctually, wearing the best clothes he had. He was visibly nervous. Good evening, Mrs. Reynolds, he greeted respectfully. Good evening, Tyler. Please come in. During dinner, Patricia observed Tyler carefully. He was polite, answered questions thoughtfully, and showed knowledge on various topics, despite his modest upbringing. Tyler, tell me about your plans for the future, Patricia asked. Well, Ma'am, I'm finishing my technical course in mechanics. My dream is to open my own shop one day. And what about your relationship with my daughter? How do you see that? Tyler looked at Amanda, who gave him an encouraging smile. Mrs. Reynolds, I know our situation is complicated. I come from a simple family and Amanda has a very different life, but I'm willing to work hard to improve my circumstances. And what if that's never enough to match her standard of living? Then at least I'll have tried, but I believe happiness doesn't depend solely on money. What if I asked you both to wait a few years before taking the relationship further? Tyler thought for a moment. I'd respect your decision, ma'am, but I'd keep fighting to prove I'm worthy of Amanda. Patricia was impressed by the maturity of his answers. Tyler, may I ask you a personal question? Of course, ma'am. Why do you work so hard? You could have an easier job. Because I learned early on that we only achieve things through honest work, and because I want to be able to support a family one day. A family? Tyler blushed slightly. Well, if everything works out. Yes, ma'am. Patricia glanced at Amanda, who was beaming. And the social class difference, doesn't that bother you? It does, ma'am. Sometimes I feel insecure, but Amanda always makes me feel like it doesn't matter. And you believe it doesn't? I believe what matters is a person's character, and Amanda has the best character I know. After dinner, Patricia was alone with Tyler on the patio while Amanda went to get dessert. Tyler, may I be frank with you? Please, ma'am. I'm trying to understand your feelings for my daughter. I'm not questioning your honesty anymore, but I want to know if you truly grasp the implications of a relationship with her. What kind of implications? Amanda will inherit businesses, attend high-level meetings, social events, responsibilities you might not be familiar with. You're asking if I could keep up with that? Exactly. Tyler grew thoughtful. Mrs. Reynolds, maybe I won't be able to keep up with everything right away, but I'm willing to learn. And more importantly, I'm willing to support Amanda in whatever she needs. Even if that means taking a back seat sometimes. If it's necessary for her happiness, yes. Patricia was surprised by his answer. Have you ever thought it might be better to let her marry someone from her own social class? I've thought about it many times, Mom, but Amanda always tells me she doesn't want a rich man who doesn't understand her. She wants someone who loves her for who she is. And you believe you know her better than any rich man could? I know her story, ma'am. I know where she came from. I know what she's been through. That creates a connection that has nothing to do with money. Dear listener, if you're enjoying the story, take a moment to like and especially subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot as we're just starting out. Now, continuing. Amanda came back with dessert and noticed the tense atmosphere. "Mom, what were you talking about?" "About the future," Patricia replied. "Tyler, can you answer one last question for me?" "Of course, Mom." "If I asked you to wait 2 years before making any formal commitment to Amanda, would you agree?" Tyler looked at Amanda, who seemed worried. "2 years for what, Mom?" "For you to establish yourself better professionally, maybe go to college." "Mom," Amanda interjected, "is that really necessary?" "Let him answer, dear." Tyler took a deep breath. "Mrs. Reynolds, if those 2 years would help me become a better man for Amanda, then yes, I'd agree. Even knowing she might meet other men in that time. If she chose someone else, it would mean our connection wasn't as strong as I thought." Patricia was impressed by Tyler's confidence. "Very well, then I'll make you an offer." "What offer?" Amanda asked eagerly. "Tyler, are you willing to go to college?" "College? I don't know if I can afford it, Mom." "What if I arranged a scholarship for you?" "Mom," Amanda exclaimed in surprise. "A scholarship?" Tyler asked, disbelieving. "Yes. My company has a program for talented young people. You could study business or engineering, whichever you prefer." I don't know what to say, Ma'am. Do you accept or not?" "But what would be the catch?" Patricia smiled for the first time all evening. "The catch is you use this opportunity to become the man my daughter deserves." "Mom, this is amazing." Amanda stood up and hugged Patricia. "And there's one more condition," Patricia added. "What?" Tyler asked. "I want you to work part-time at my company while you study. That way, I can observe your professional growth." Tyler was stunned. "Mrs. Reynolds, this is more than I ever dreamed of." "So do you accept?" "Yes, I accept." "Thank you so much." "Don't thank me yet. It'll be a trial period, for you and for me." "What do you mean, for you?" "I'll have to get used to the idea that my daughter chose a man different from the one I planned for her." Amanda moved closer to her mother. "Mom, you won't regret it. Tyler will prove he's worthy." "I hope so, dear." In the following months, Tyler began working part-time at Patricia's company. At first, she observed him from afar, analyzing his behavior and dedication. To her surprise, Tyler adapted quickly to the corporate environment. He was punctual, hard-working, and a fast learner. "Mrs. Reynolds," said Jennifer, her assistant, "that young man you hired is standing out in the finance department." "Really?" "Yes. The supervisor said he has impressive analytical skills, and his co-workers like him." Patricia decided to observe Tyler in person. She went down to the finance department and saw him focused on spreadsheets. "Tyler, how are you adjusting?" "Very well, Mrs. Reynolds. I'm learning a lot." "And college?" "Going well, too. It's hard balancing work and studies, but I'm managing." "And Amanda, how is she handling less time together?" "She's been very understanding. Sometimes she even helps me study." Patricia noticed Tyler had matured, grown more confident. His clothes were nicer, too. "Tyler, can I ask you something?" "Of course, ma'am." "Are you happy with these changes in your life?" "Very happy, ma'am. But sometimes it feels like I'm living a dream." "Why?" "Because a year ago I was just a car wash employee at Star Express. I'm now working at a large company and going to college." "And does that make you insecure?" "A little. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve all this." Patricia studied the young man's face. "Tyler, you absolutely deserve it. But not because of Amanda. You deserve it because of your effort and dedication." "Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. That means a lot coming from you." 2 months later, Patricia received a call from Tyler's supervisor. "Mrs. Reynolds, I need to speak with you about Tyler Johnson." "Is there a problem?" "No, quite the opposite. He presented a proposal to optimize financial processes that could save the company a lot of money." "Really?" "Yes, it's a brilliant idea. I'd like you to review it." Patricia scheduled a meeting with Tyler for the next day. "Tyler, Tell me about your optimization proposal. Tyler explained the project he'd developed in detail. Patricia was impressed by the depth of his analysis and the feasibility of his suggestions. How did you come up with this idea? By observing daily processes, ma'am, I noticed some bottlenecks that could be eliminated with small adjustments. And you did all this research on your own? Yes, ma'am, in my free time. Tyler, this proposal is excellent. I'm going to implement it. Really? Absolutely, and there's one more thing. What? I'm promoting you to management assistant. Tyler was speechless. Mrs. Reynolds, I don't know if I'm ready. I believe you are, and you'll receive a full scholarship for college starting next semester. Why? I already have a partial one. Because you've proven you deserve it, and it has nothing to do with my daughter. Tyler stood up and shook Patricia's hand. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll work even harder to prove I'm worthy of this trust. That evening, Patricia told Amanda about Tyler's promotion. Mom, that's amazing. He really deserves it. Yes, he does. And I have to admit I was wrong about him. Wrong how? I thought he was just opportunistic, but he's building his own career through hard work. He's always been like that, Mom, hardworking and honest. I see that now. And how are you two doing? Great. He's more confident, but he's still the same Tyler. And you, Amanda? Are you still sure about your feelings? More sure than ever, Mom. Seeing him grow professionally just makes me prouder. What if I said I no longer oppose your relationship? Amanda jumped off the couch. Seriously, Mom? Seriously, Tyler has proven himself to be a man of character. And more importantly, he's proven he truly loves you. How so? He could have used our family for advantages, but he's always earned things on his own merit. Amanda hugged Patricia tightly. Thank you, Mom. This means everything to me. But I still have one condition. What? I want you both to wait until he graduates before considering marriage. That's more than fair, Mom. A year and a half later, Tyler was graduating with a degree in business administration. Patricia and Amanda were in the audience at the ceremony. Look at him up there, Mom, Amanda said, pointing to Tyler on stage. He looks very handsome, Patricia admitted. During the graduation party, Tyler approached them. Mrs. Reynolds, thank you for being here. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. I'm so proud of you. Really, you've become an exceptional man. Thank you. And that reminds me, there's something I need to ask you. What is it? Tyler hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath. Mrs. Reynolds, I'd like to ask for Amanda's hand in marriage. Patricia looked at her daughter, who was beaming, then back at Tyler. Tyler, you have my blessing. I do. You do. You've proven yourself worthy of my daughter. Right then and there, in the middle of the party, Tyler knelt down and proposed to Amanda. She said yes through tears of happiness. Patricia watched the scene with deep emotion. She had learned that true love knows no social class, and that sometimes the best men come from the most unexpected places. 6 months later, the wedding took place in the garden of Patricia's home. It was a simple yet moving ceremony. Tyler looked elegant in his suit, and Amanda was radiant in her dress. During the ceremony, Patricia remembered how she had misjudged Tyler at first. Now, seeing him there, promising to love her daughter forever, she knew she had made the right decision in supporting their relationship. Does anyone object to this union? Asked the priest. Patricia smiled. She herself would have objected 2 years earlier, but now she knew this was her daughter's destiny. After the ceremony, Tyler approached Patricia. Mom, thank you for everything, for giving me a chance, for believing in me. Thank you, Tyler, for loving my daughter truly and for becoming the son-in-law I always dreamed of. Even though I'm not rich. Wealth isn't about money, Tyler. It's about character. And you're the richest man I know in that regard. Tyler hugged Patricia, moved. I'll take good care of her, I promise. I know you will. And do you know why? Why? Because you've been taking care of her since you were kids. During the reception, Patricia watched the couple dancing. Amanda had never looked happier. Tyler gazed at her as if she were the most precious person in the world. Jennifer approached Patricia. Ma'am, what a beautiful celebration. It truly is. And do you know what's even more beautiful? What? Seeing that true love always finds a way. Are you talking about their past at the orphanage? I'm talking about two children who loved each other sincerely and found each other again as adults. Fate always finds a way to bring together those who belong. You don't regret supporting their relationship. On the contrary, I regret taking so long to realize they were perfect for each other. 3 years later, Patricia was in her office when Amanda arrived with news. "Mom, I have something to tell you." "What is it, sweetheart?" "I'm pregnant." Patricia stood and hugged Amanda. "How wonderful. How is Tyler?" "Overjoyed. He says he's going to be the best father in the world." "And he will be. He's had practice taking care of you since you were little." "That's true," Amanda laughed. "Mom, I want to thank you." "For what?" "For giving Tyler a chance. For letting go of your prejudices for my happiness." "Sweetheart, I should be thanking you." "Why?" "For teaching me that true love is more important than any social convention." Patricia looked out the window, thinking about how much her life had changed. Before, she thought she knew what was best for her daughter. Now she understood that sometimes you have to trust your children's hearts. Tyler had become a manager at the company and was pursuing his graduate degree. Amanda had finished college and was helping with the family business. They had built a solid life based on love and mutual respect. "Mom," Amanda said, "can I tell you a secret?" "Of course, sweetheart." "Sometimes I think our meeting at the car wash wasn't an accident." "What do you mean?" "I think fate wanted Tyler and me to find each other again, and it wanted you to learn not to judge people by appearances." Patricia smiled. "You know, you might be right. Sometimes life teaches us exactly what we need to learn." "And what did you learn from all this?" "I learned that true love has no social class. I learned that sometimes the best sons-in-law come from the most unexpected places. And I learned that trusting in our children's happiness is the greatest gift we can give them." Amanda hugged her mother once more. "I love you, Mom. I love you too, sweetheart. And I love Tyler as if he were my own son." 6 months later, Patricia's first grandchild was born, a healthy, beautiful boy named Robert, in honor of the grandfather he never got to meet. Patricia held her grandson in her arms as she watched Tyler and Amanda. The young man she once considered unsuitable for her daughter was now a loving father and devoted husband. "Robert," she whispered to the baby, "you have the best parents in the world. Your father came from humble beginnings, but he has the noblest heart I know. Your mother is strong and determined, and she'll love you unconditionally." Tyler approached. "Mom, can I hold him?" "Of course," Patricia said, handing the baby to Tyler. Watching her son-in-law cradle her grandson with such tenderness, Patricia smiled. She had learned that family isn't defined by blood or money, but by the genuine love people have for one another. "Tyler," she said. "Yes, Mom?" "Thank you." "For what?" "For teaching me that sometimes our judgments are wrong, for proving that true love overcomes any obstacle." "Thank you, Mom, for giving me the chance to show who I really am." Patricia looked at her expanded family. Amanda glowing as a mother, Tyler devoted as a father, and little Robert representing the union of two stories that had intertwined since childhood. She had started this journey thinking she was protecting her daughter from an unsuitable relationship. She ended it, realizing she had been standing in the way of two souls always meant to be together. The most important lesson she learned was that true love doesn't ask about bank accounts, last names, or social origins. It simply exists, pure and sincere, capable of transforming lives and uniting hearts destined to beat as one. Looking to the future, Patricia knew her family was complete, not because of material wealth, but because of the love that bound them. And that was the kind of legacy that truly mattered, the unconditional love between people who genuinely care for one another. End of story. Now tell me what you thought of this story. Do you believe Patricia made the right decision in the end? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other heartwarming stories like this one.